So I guess I should probably put on the whole glasses, stream glasses. Glasses when I'm walking around. Glasses when I'm doing live stream. Two are not the same. Anywho, it's a quick micro live because I'm up early I'm up early every morning. It's not early now, really. It's like 7 a.m. So that's pretty good. I've been up since around 4:30. I had to do a bunch of things this morning for like the channel, for the regular channel, for the Patreon. I had to like kind of finish some post editing and I only didn't edit a lot for the video that I did for the comic runs for non-comic readers. And if you're a Patreon member, then last night I filmed a video with Malcolm, May December. And what I did is we filmed a video, straightforward, normal video for the Millicene announcements. And I was playing it back and I was kind of doing some work with it. And just for fun, I said create an audio file. And as good as I thought it was with like the video where we went through you could see us going through the titles, and I'll put that one out actually in a little bit, maybe later in the week. I really enjoyed the fact and hopefully you will too if you're a Patreon member, the way that we did it as like a kind of the audio version. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. And so I put it almost like a micro podcast for it. I thought what I'd do today is like kind of like just talk about something that's going on in the week and in the months to come, and look at some of the announcements that I've been out. They haven't talked about just, and they may not be like boutique label announcements, but they're announcements that I'm actually excited about. And I don't normally get to talk about on my channel because I go through a lot of like whether it's like a Vinegar Syndrome or Severin or Release or something like that. But I buy movies and I like movies in general. So that's always like always a fun thing to do. Happy birthday to George, whose birthday was this weekend. And if you watch this, George, I hope you had you said you had a great day, so I'm glad. And it'd be fun to chat sometime and see how that went. One of the neat things that is coming out is we are getting a 4K for 2, 3, and 4 for Jaws. And I know that they're getting steelbooks, so that's kind of like Jaws 3 on steel, like on 4K with the steelbook. I'm down for that actually. I'm kind of excited about that. I like the look of the Jaws 3 one because you're like looking at from the view of the shark, so you see like the inside the shark's mouth and his boat, which I think is just so clever with doing that. So there we go. Would I buy these? See, I got the Jaws films on Blu-ray, but like many people right now, I am getting sucked in to the cult of the steelbook. I am. I'm more so than I've ever gotten sucked into the cult of the slipcover. I like steelbooks, and I'm going to blame Mill Creek for making such bangers of steelbooks to get me to review. So for those who don't know, I do videos. I review Mill Creek releases, and let people know what's coming up for their stuff because I've worked with Mill Creek, and I'm very open about that. But I only like real type of stuff that I really like. I'm not going to talk about stuff that I don't enjoy. So they did a bunch of steelbooks starting last year, and I spoke to a few people within industry, and it was kind of like this conversation. Steelbooks were going to be kind of pushed for kind of the way to go, and I said, yeah, I think it'll work, and it's been working. People have really been picking up the steelbook thing. More casual people that don't normally maybe would collect steelbooks. So that's kind of fun when it comes to that. Let's talk about one of the controversial ones, and nowhere else would this fucking be controversial, but online. So they're putting out a 4K box set of Friends, the complete series, 25 discs. So not bad for 4K, actually, 25 discs for the complete series. And It is 86 hours and 32 minutes long. Um, it says includes all 236 original broadcast episodes. So I'm going to assume that we're getting the uncut episodes of these releases, and not just not just the ones that came out in syndication. Hopefully, and hours of bonus content, including all new, never before seen bonus features. I'm guessing probably that like reunion that they did is going to be on there. Matthew Perry was like my favorite, like when Friends. Unfortunately, he's passed away. So rest in peace, Matthew Perry. And I'm excited to see this. Yes, there's a lot of shows that came out on 4K or Blu-ray or DVD that aren't out yet, but a lot of people love Friends, and I think the kind of the love affair with streaming is starting to, like, the shine on streaming is starting to end. People are starting to feel a little bit less kind of lovey-dovey with the whole thing, and a little bit more like things are disappearing. Right? You say you're a Martin Scorsese fan. You watch Killers of the Farm when you want to own Killers of the Farm when you can't, or you want one of the many amazing Mike Flanagan things that came on Netflix, because all of a sudden, bam, you can't watch Hush anymore because it's no longer on there, and Netflix no longer has a deal with Mike Flanagan. So those things kind of slowly disappear, and you're like, I want to rewatch that. I want to rewatch Hush. I don't want to have to go through like the pirate it. I want to have like a freaking physical copy that I got in my hands of Hush, and that's why I think that right now physical media, yeah, it might be in for a bit of a renaissance. We got High Crime coming out, 3-disc edition from Blue Underground, and that's another 4K release. Franco Nero, I love Franco Nero's work, and it's Enzio G. Castellari. For those that don't know, he's a guy that did Inglourious Bastards, among so many other things. The Bronx Warriors trilogy, Trash, the character. He did that, and he's just really good when it comes to doing like these kind of gritty, like violent, like actioners. And to see like another one coming out on 4K, I'm kind of excited about it. I love the cover for the release. I'm doing Google Live, so unfortunately can't show you, but you'll have to look it up or use your imagination. But actually, I'm excited to see that Blue Underground release. A bit pricey. Nightmare Beach is coming out on 4K as well. I do have to Blu-ray that one. I don't know if I want to upgrade to Nightmare Beach. That's because the Blu-ray seems like it might be good enough, and I don't think there's anything new. But it's part of the Kino Cult line. I haven't picked up any Kino Cult line yet, but I really, really want to. I'm waiting for the Ilsa one to come out, because that one, I know that's a day one buy for me. I need that Ilsa release. I want the Ilsa series of films. But a Kino Cult, if it's not too expensive, then oh yeah, oh, it's tempting. It is so tempting, guys. Furiosa is coming out with a limited edition steelbook, and it looks absolutely freaking glorious. It's got the thing from I don't even know what to call it. But if you haven't seen Furiosa, I haven't seen Furiosa. I want it. I want to own this. Here's the thing. Movies in theater don't do the same as they used to do, right? And some people wait for streaming. Some people just, they'll pass up on stuff. Furiosa is part of the Mad Max series of films. Mad Max series of films have all been bangers, in my opinion. Beyond Thunderdome is my least favorite, but I still like it. I like it a lot, actually. Every time I see it, I like it a little bit more. But I'm stoked for this. So here's the thing. If you want to see more George Miller doing more high-octane, like balls to the wall, super gas-guzzling action thrillers, Godzilla Minus One is absolutely freaking fantastic, Brandon. I love that film. So my kids loved it as well, and it's one of the best Godzilla films out there. Um, Speaking to like a viewer on here last night, actually, George actually just watched it on Netflix. It's definitely one watch on Netflix. You're gonna go and buy it because it's a really good one. If you like Godzilla, man, this is premium Godzilla, one of the true best. So yeah, good question, and yes, definitely check it out. It's a really good film. But that's the thing. A lot of people do wait for like their local streaming service, whether it's the Disney Plus or Netflix. So it's unfair to look at a film nowadays and say, okay, it didn't do as well at the box office, because the box office is no longer the be all end all or the end point for a film. It's kind of the start point. Hey, Zammy, welcome, man. Welcome here. I didn't plan to do a video today. It's kind of a micro, but hopefully, can you guys hear me okay? The Furiosa Steelbook, it looks really sexy. Have you seen Furiosa yet? It seems like a you thing, Sammy. Like it's kind of like a high octane action, right? They're also putting out a Mad Max 5-film collection. So that'll have the. I'm sure they'll put this out regular, and I'm sure we're going to see what this as well, right? Because that seems to be the thing nowadays. Now when we lived in St. John's, there was a what you call a digital film festival at the theater, and so we went to see like some films, and one of the movies that played was Road Warrior. So Mad Max, the first one, has always been my favorite of that series of films, because that's when I saw first. And for a lot of people, Road Warrior was when they saw first. That was kind of the one that became super popular, right? But I'd seen more Road Warrior. I seen most of them in theater. So I went to go back and see Road Warrior in theater with my better half now as an adult. I don't think I appreciate it in the way that I should have. And this time I did. So we're watching it. We're in St. John's. We're watching it, and because we'd watched watched a few that week. We'd watched Flash Gordon, and The Thing was out, which we never get to finish. I better have kind of freaked out, and we watched a few others, but Road Warrior stood out, and I was like so stoked after watching it. I wanted to watch everything Mad Max, and it made me like upset that like George Miller didn't do more of this stuff. So buy Furiosa and buy the Mad Max 5-film collection if we don't have them, because here's the thing: the only way studios are going to actually know we want to see something nowadays is because a lot of us aren't going to go to the theater because we got sick inside for a bit, right? And as much as I love the theater experience and I like going to the theater with some friends, I'm not in an area right now where I have a bunch of friends go to the theater with. But we all have like 55, 65, but depending on you could have 43, depending on where you're living at. You've got big TVs, and more than likely you might have a sound bar. You can go in and sit back by yourself. You put on some headphones, Bluetooth headphones, sit back and just like have this kind of immersive experience in your own home. You can never do that before. And we're living at a time, we live in a society where that's a thing, right? Yeah, it has to be an event film, even that. Like people don't always go to. And I understand it. So the only way we can let studios know that we actually like the films is when we buy them. So picking up a copy of Furiosa, if you like the Garfield movie, well, okay, not totally my thing, but if you liked it, then when you buy a copy of that, they know because they've gotten money from it. And if a bunch of people buy it, then they go, hey, wait a second, I guess people like this movie. Metrics on a streaming service are a lot harder. We don't find out like what the metrics are, what the score is, what they have to do, how long people have to engage and click and stuff like that. It's not like the days of like where you'd see something on a what am I looking for here, guys? On TV when you have those like Nielsen ratings, right? It's a different world right now. So in a lot of cases, and this is how they know. This is how when I speak with Sony, this is how Sony knows that okay, maybe we should put this stuff out. And sometimes it's it's correct, and other times with under Morbius things, it's like it's a joke, but still, it's important. It's important to I think for me anyway, it's important to have certain things in your collection. You don't have to get the biggest, most expensive, fanciest. You don't have to go get steelbook. But if you really like your film and you think you're gonna watch it like more than once or twice, yeah, yeah. I mean, it has. It's, and I don't think like Heath put it in a way that I like, and actually, I gave him a T-shirt I deal with because I thought what he said was great. Um, Heath Zero at Midnight, but we talked about the fact that he doesn't think it's so much just like the death of like theaters. These words, the death of film, because there's so many options and ways that we can consume nowadays, right? A lot of us are like do YouTube, like watch stuff on YouTube. Imagine like 5 or 6 years ago, even like would you be watching YouTube the way that you're watching it right now? Probably not. But now it's the same as TV, right? You go home, you turn it on. But I have got called to do some stuff, so we'll continue this conversation later on today because I'm enjoying it, and hopefully later on when I'm finishing my coffee. Yeah, it's a new age for things, and it's changing. And I don't think that streaming is the end of it. I think streaming is kind of the start of it. I think more so than streaming, it's the technology that's available in everybody's home for a very cheap price. And we'll talk about it. Tell you what, I'll dedicate a video to it tonight. And I'll tell you what, I'll see you later. I got to go make me better have some coffee. It's early in the morning here, and I've been up for hours, but she's just waking up. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful day. Come back in later on tonight. We'll talk about the death of the movie theater, the so-called death of the movie theater, and the way things are changing with TV and stuff. And we'll have a lot of fun with it. And I'll talk about some other releases as well. So there you go, and I'll see you in a little bit. So for everybody, thanks for joining me in this early morning call to cinema. Talk to you later.